Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey man, it's me, and I have a review of the new Rings of Saturn record entitled Lugal Keen In. I hope I said that right. Not sure what that means. Anyways, this is their third record, this follow-up of Danger. Yeah, from 2012 that record is, and the band's still on Unique Leader Records. I'm surprised that they haven't moved on to a much bigger label. I'm pretty sure that'll probably happen soon. No, I love Unique Leader Records, but this band is just really big for them. Anyways, I really thought that their second record was a huge step up from Embryonic Anomaly. I always say that fucked up. It's hard to say. And it just was a step up from sheer songwriting aspect of it. Whereas I thought the first album, while it was cool, it was more like, look at us, we're fucking strange, and we write some really weird and twisted music. And their second album was like, we can still do that, but we can do it really well. And we can really put good songs together and not just jerk off on our guitars. And I feel that this is a continuation of that. And the thing that stood out to me about this is I felt this album was a little bit more straightforward. It was a little bit more about the riffs than the weird technical, alien sounding stuff. I'm not saying that stuff isn't there. This is still very much a Rings of Saturn album, but I just thought the focus were more on putting together solid songs with solid riffs, and then adding that stuff as a very cool touch or an afterthought or something. And I think it works out really, really well. There's a lot of really fucking good riffs on here. I think the track, what is it? Infused is fucking phenomenal. Godless Times, Unsympathetic Intellect have amazing fucking riffs, and they're all littered throughout, and there's a ton of really great melody on here. Lucas Mann and Joel Omens, they are two fantastic guitar players, and probably two of the most talented guitar players you will ever witness in your life. And the thing too about this album is that, and I'm not knocking them, and I'll get into it here, this album this is like the most real sounding Rings of Saturn album I think I've heard, to be honest with you. The drums sound very real, and they are. And whereas on their second record, I thought, it definitely was like you're totally using a drum machine. But when you would see them live, they would have a drummer. The drummer would pull all this shit off, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying their music isn't real. I'm not saying they sit there in a studio and play this shit and speed it up or something. That's not true, because I've seen Rings of Saturn live 3 times. I saw them open for Suffocation, I saw them on the Slaughter Survivors tour years ago, and I saw them on Summer Slaughter 2013, and they blow me away every time. They perform their music to perfection, and it's real, their talent is real, so it always really bothers me when people say, oh, it's all fake, it's all computerized. It's definitely not. These guys can shred. But that's what I'm just saying, that this is definitely the most real sounding album in terms of production. I think it pays off really well. The drums are fantastic. They're not too absolutely crazy. They still sound very human, and they just fit the music so well. Aaron Kitcher did a fantastic job on the drums, and so, yeah. There's also a cover on this album, the very last track, No Pity for a Coward, a Suicide Silence cover. I thought it wasn't too bad. I was like, wow, I didn't expect them to cover this. And I thought it sounded good. And the thing that I really liked about that covers. I feel Ian Bear's vocals really just align with Suicide Silence style of vocals that Mitch Lucker performed very well, with some very low vocals, very low guttural vocals, and a nice high scream. You know, very kind of similar. And that Ian Bear is a fantastic vocalist, and there's a couple moments on here where I'm like, man, that is just absolutely fucking sick. I think it's the track Desolate Paradise, maybe Infused. One of the tracks, one of the first 4 tracks, he is very, you know, the rhythm gets very like very technical, and he's just going along with it with this absolutely sick vocal style, and you know, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's nothing like, dude, it's the best thing in the world, but it's just, it works with the music, and he writes very catchy vocals, and that's the thing, they have very great guitar playing, and the vocals aren't bad either. I look at Godless Times, that's a very catchy song, for guitars and vocals. So, I mean, the vocal department's great. I love the variety going on in this, and it's fantastic. I think another very fantastic song on here is the last track that is by Rings of Saturn, because the very last track is the cover of Suicide Silence. But the instrumental, The Heavens Have Fallen, is absolutely fantastic. And the ending of that with the acoustic guitar is just absolutely amazing. And the whole thing, I'm just like, dude, yes. Because these guys, they can shred. They can blow your ass away with technicality. But they can also get very beautiful, very melodic, and just put together something that is truly breathtaking. And that's what I love of how this band has grown. Because they're really taking what, you know, they started with that kind of grabbed everybody's attention. They're like, hey, we can really expand as songwriters and musicians. And I feel that's what they're doing. Absolutely fantastic. And there's a lot of very, I'm just going to say standard breakdowns on here. But they're used, I feel, very appropriately, and they're very fucking heavy. This band can get extremely fucking heavy, and I think that's a combination of the guitar work and Ian Bear's vocals, because he can get very, very gross, which is awesome. I just think this band is full of talent, and the future is very, very bright for this band. I hope they just continue to expand their songwriting just like they're doing right now. This is a solid album, and I really, really do enjoy it. A couple songs blend together, but it's not the biggest issue in the world to me. But yeah, I mean, Lucas Mann and Joel Omens, absolutely fantastic guitar playing. Very good guitar tone as well. I really, really enjoy it. And all around, just solid musicianship, very good songwriting. At first, I didn't really dig this album. It took about, I'd say, 4 or 5 listens for me to really get into it. Hence why I'm a little over a week late reviewing this, because, you know, I just wanted to give it its fair shares. That's what I like to do with a lot of albums. That's why anymore, you know, unless an album is started streaming a week or so ahead of time, we really don't review things ahead of time or day of anymore. We like to listen to our music and give thorough opinions and not rush it for views. And I hope you guys appreciate that. Yeah. It's just something that we totally changed with. So I'm going to give Rings of Saturn's new record an 8.5 out of 10. It is fantastic. Very good album. Definitely check it out. And you know, check this band out for sure. Coming up, there are so many good albums coming out that we're going to review. I'm hopefully, you know, if I don't get to any of these, I do apologize, because we're very busy with school and work and other personal things. But I'm going to try my best to get to as many of these as I possibly can. Scar Symmetry, which I know I'm a little late on. Obituary, Beyond Creation, At the Gates, Mind Maze, if anybody knows them. I'm trying to think what else is coming out. I don't know, there's so many good albums coming out. I should be able to get to most of these, I'll say that. So yeah, the album reviews are here. Make sure you check out the weekly breakdown that we've been doing. Yeah, check that shit out. Check out, Keith is now reviewing The Walking Dead Season 5. Check that shit out. Check out everything we do. We really appreciate it. Oh, and a CD update coming out at the end of the month. See you later.